It's the questions. It's the questions, boy. It's the questions. It's the questions. Come on, the questions. It's the questions, boy. It's the questions. It's the questions, yeah. The questions. It's the questions, y'all.
All right, family, we are back. You're tuned into In My Humble Opinion. You've heard the theme music, so that's right. It's time for Ask Max. You guys ready for this? Now, as you know, in My Humble Opinion, we give you everything, right? So we talk about like world peace, and then we talk about things like chicken sandwiches. All right. Today's Ask Max actually is about country music, a particular country song a lot of you are familiar with, Old Time Road.
Old Town Road.
Old Town. See, I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar. So yeah, Old Town. Time Road, Old Time Road. Who's the artist that sings that?
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X.
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road.
Hold on. Pause for the cause. How now? Out of all the people in the world, that song would be made for somebody from Greene County. Now,
is that why you so familiar? Because you out in Madison County.
Hey.
So the Ask Max question for today is whether or not that song is considered country music, right? As you can tell, I don't know the title, so I don't really have much of an opinion. But fellas, feel free to chime in.
Joe.
Well, y'all really want me to go first? Because Max, I will say you have children, and if you have children,
and they bop to it all the time.
I know they bop to it. Yeah. So for those that don't know as well, so that song, as big as it was, it actually was it is now the longest song at #1 since Mariah Carey's "This Christmas."
Okay.
Yeah. So like this song is like historical, by pop culture standards.
Okay.
Not talking about whether or not you like it or not, but by just popular music standards. So everybody kind of knows. I know we talked about on the show before about how the young man got a Wrangler endorsement. Some folks were mad at that because they wanted to cry appropriation and things like that. So fast forward, we're here now, and Country Music Awards are coming up. Country Music Awards, the board was pretty much split on the nominations.
Okay.
And so you have part of the board who says, by our normal standards, this song is Country Song of the Year. Right? Other part of the board says, this is not even country music.
Right.
So how can it be Country Song of the Year?
It stopped being country music when he was black and said he was gay. I don't know why y'all tiptoeing around this. And half the black men that I know, half the black men that I know, I'm going to say it. I'm ready to go today. Half the black men I know stopped their kids from dancing to it once he came out the closet. They was like, I know what he was riding to the end of the road.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. Don't give me a microphone if you don't want me to talk.
For the people that make like legit country music, I think I'd be a little upset right now that you could just.
Now hold on.
So like we was with Eminem.
Now hold on, y'all. Now Max, let me ask you a question. What is legit country music?
Well, you know what I'm saying, like
I don't.
The country music with the guitar and the actual the way they sing the songs and stuff like that. Don't make me Google country music on.
But I think fellas and ladies, I think what Max said, I think that's the crux of the argument. What is country music? Now I have an observation, Charles. I have an observation. This vote is split between the middle, right? Right down the middle for is this song of the year or not, right?
I believe so.
I'm going to talk like Razor talked in my humble opinion. I'm going to tell you like this. Billy Ray Cyrus was introduced at Hot 97 Summer Jam by Cardi B. He walked out. Guess what happened? The crowd went bananas because they knew what was coming. You are not going to get that same reaction for Lil Nas X at the Country Music Awards. Right there, am I lying?
No, you're absolutely right.
So again, the black audience, we are very accepting. We like, Billy Ray about to get it on, and now
that's true.
Now we're down the middle on whether or not this is. Let's be honest. This is Song of the Year. Period. whether you like it or not. This is Song of the Year, period. But if Cardi can say, I'm bringing out my man Billy Ray Cyrus to perform at Hot 97 Summer Jam, and guess who performed right before Billy Ray? Meek. You won't see that at the. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're saying that. So you're saying our culture is more inclusive.
We're more inclusive. We take on everybody. Billy Ray came out there. He rocking. If anybody's ever been to Hot 97, there's about 5,000 black males on the stage, and guess what they doing behind Billy Ray? Bobbing their head like, get it, let's go, let's go.
Good music
is music.
Yeah.
So again, all that shows to me is it's just the racism that's involved in everything.
You know, I think I'm agreeing with Razor because look, I googled it, right? Country music. It takes its roots from genres such as such as American folk music, Appalachian folk, Western music, and blues. So I think that is the dividing line.
And one more thing, Billy Ray could come to Charlottesville, perform with Cardi B. He could go to Oakland. He can go to Compton. He can go to New York, go to Jersey. Is Lil Nas X getting that same invitation from Dolly Parton and her friends?
No.
I don't think so.
And a big part of it is, I mean, Caucasian people that like bluegrass, that's their thing. Even though you might have had like your what was it, Hootie and the Blowfish, that kind of do his Darius Rucker. But when it gets too big, like it overshadows the Caucasian community, they have a problem with it. As long as they can extract from whatever they want to. Elvis Presley did it for a long time. He actually took people's music and just re-recorded it and said it was his. That's all fine. Eminem comes in, that's all fine. But when we do something and it takes over anything from Obama, the presidency, certain things have been reserved for different people, for Caucasian people. So when we have somebody of African American descent that comes in and takes over that, it's always a problem. It was that way with Robinson for baseball. It was that way for when we first started doing the Harlem Globetrotters and the Houston basketball team. It's always that thing. This young boy, be gay or not, African American, has set the tone for more people to come in. Because when you look at the memes and they doing that little dance that Max, you and the kids was trying to learn how to do.
See, why you got to bring me?
Because y'all was in there trying to learn how to do the dance.
Step on.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, real talk.
You talking about the get up, huh?
The get up. Yep. When you see
Max,
that and you see we start.
Hold on, Max.
You got the music.
Do we have the video
So
for this?
listen, don't make me.
Come on, Max.
So listen, all that being said, that begs the question of whether or not he should care. Should we care that he's overshadowing him?
Yes,
should he
we
care
should.
that he
Because we have to care. Because just real quick, Aaron, if we don't care, then it doesn't get the steam that it needs to. We just turn our head and then they wait for it to go past, and then they just make sure it don't really happen again.
So before we go too far, though, let's make sure we all four of us answer that question. When you look at Billboard genres, are you putting Old Town Road under country, or are you putting it under pop, hip hop? Like,
It's on the line.
I think it's both.
Is it country?
Turn it back up. Let the people hear it.
That's Old Town
Well, this ain't Old Town Road.
This ain't Old Town Road.
Okay.
But if you do the get up, we go on Facebook Live. So now that's get up. So that's a perfect example. I was talking to one of my sons, and just in general talking to people back in the early '90s. That was a group from Chicago, Illinois. Now, mind you, when you talk about music and whatnot and where it comes from, let's not forget everything comes from Afrobeat and gospel.
Absolutely.
Like gospel pretty much birthed all American music. Let's not get it twisted, right? So, but in saying that, back in the '90s. Group from Chicago called Crucial Conflict. And mind you, most people in the North migrated from the South. So maybe those guys, some of their family being from Mississippi is what inspired it. But they had a song called Hay. Smoking on hay in the middle of the barn.
Hey,
I remember back then people were like, what is this?
Y'all got me.
How can y'all have a banjo on a hip hop song? You know what I mean? Like, so this ain't new. And it's just like even, I don't mean to digress, but like you see things like that Nelly did. Like, Like Drake ain't the first. You know what I mean? Like to sing
yeah.
rap.
Nelly had
really
the joint
coined that.
with the- he
And he had country grammar.
He had
And he
like
had
three.
country
and they
grammar.
He had all
did
in my
well.
head. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so what Lil Nas X thing is doing is really not new. But so it sounds like we all agree though that
What's-
this song can be classified on country charts as well.
120%.
He
I
would
think so,
not,
yes.
honest, and this is just Razor's humble opinion. He would not have went against.
Play
They
it,
wouldn't have
Aaron.
came against him.
Play it, Charles. Play a song.
Oh, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it as soon as we finish. He would not have went against everything if he hadn't have said he was gay.
You still stuck on that?
No, I'm telling you because that's that elephant in the room type thing. It's not because think about it. When he first came out with the song and it went viral, every little kid in the little schools that was showing it was fine. It wasn't until he said he identified with the LGBTQ community that everything went downhill after
mean, I
that.
think the
But by that
jam is-
time, it had too much steam.
Yeah, I think the jam is cool. I think the question, does Billy Ray say this is a country song? That's all I want to know.
See, Billy Ray came in. You remember, and we're young, we're older. When Billy Ray came in, he was with like kind of that mesh of that cool white boy.
Oh yeah, I remember jamming to Billy Ray out
That's
in
what I'm
Green
saying.
That's what I'm
County.
saying.
Yeah.
And his
What
daughter,
is Billy
she
Ray saying about the
benefited from what he
song?
did.
Because Billy Ray on the song. So I'm sure if Billy Ray gives the cosign, which I'm sure he is.
He can't. He can't.
What you mean he can't?
He can't.
He like a legend in country music.
Absolutely, absolutely, and he can't speak on it. It's no different than we do it all the time in the African American community.
But why
Why
can't
didn't
Billy Ray
Obama
speak on
show
the
up
song?
when somebody got shot in the car
Why
with their
can't he
daughter?
speak on it?
But
They
why can't he
can't.
speak on it?
They just can't. It's like it's still politics and everything. I mean, in all honesty, they can't speak on it because they're not willing to give up their position or their career for standing for
another
something.
thing
That's
is,
not going
too,
to happen.
Like so many homosexual people in the entertainment industry that may be in the closet still. It's like to me, it's just totally hypocritical for that to be a sticking point for so many folks anyway. Because like you mentioned a lot of the black dads, like. There's a lot of these R&B singers who've been caught out there with like transvestite
Absolutely.
prostitutes and all that
Absolutely.
stuff. So you still letting your kids listen to that?
Yeah.
People, that's a non-issue. To me, it's simply a non-issue at this point.
I mean, it might be for you, but you have to remember the people that come against the homosexual stuff the hardest is the white community. When you start seeing gay bashing and stuff like that ain't black people out there
100%
chasing
agree with
around.
that. Yeah, I 100% agree with
So
that.
how if you can agree with it on that phase, how can you not agree with it on the music side? That makes no sense.
Black churches.
Yeah.
Let's not give out black churches in that comment now.
Yeah, no, black churches ain't
Yeah, I
rocking
don't-
this like talking about.
I don't think I'm 100% disagreeing. I'm just saying that the original question is it country music or not? If it jams and Billy Ray, to me, this is my opinion. If it jams and Billy Ray give it the cosign, which I think he probably will have to do.
He in it. What you mean?
That's my point. I'm like, yo, the white guy that is a legend is on the song. He could have said no, Max. Because Billy Ray himself, I'm not doing
Absolutely.
this.
I think
They
it's
could have
pop.
found Chico down the block, and Chico could have did it, but Billy Ray did
That's
it.
right.
Yeah, personally, I think it's pop. I don't think that it's all the way country. Just like
I mean, yeah, but that's any.
it's like
blend.
right. It's
Yeah,
like
I
it's
mean-
one of the blends. So they don't want to accept it. They're not saying that it's not a song that makes a lot of money that people are is popular. But I don't think it's going to be country. It's like when you say rap and you bring somebody from New York. There's only one type of rap. They don't. I mean, Aaron do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's certain groups that he stand behind because this is
like
rap.
who?
So 434.
Oh, Aaron, don't do that. Don't do that.
Hold on, 434-422-9101. Real country music. I don't think any of us in here are like diehard country music fans. So
Not at all.
Country
Now,
music
I got a
fans,
question.
hit us up. IMHO Talk Show online or here at the
Quick
station.
question for you, Charles. How awkward would that country music awards be if this brother and Billy Ray don't perform that song?
Not awkward at all.
Really?
Not awkward at all because they do it all the time. Shit,
I was in the room. Well, they did. You're right, Ray.
Man,
They did do it to Beyonce.
we had a lady
They did
get
do it to
run
Beyonce
over.
one year. Yeah.
We had a lady get run over here in Charlottesville, and ain't nobody really talking about it. They just letting it go through. That's
You're right.
please.
You're right.
Nah,
I mean,
it ain't gonna be
would-
awkward.
I mean, it may, and awkward may not be the
Yeah, I might be using the
I like the
wrong word.
adjective, but at the same time, like I think it would be obvious, like that would overshadow
Yeah,
the
you'd
show
be like-
more so than if they were there. You know what I mean? Because people would be like, well, how could you not have
How
it?
is-
Will it be more obvious than racism?
I mean, like,
nope.
but them not being there highlights racism, you know,
right
at the same
and-
time. Yeah,
but we live that every single day, so
Very true.
they don't care how you feel about it.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna do. Look at the owners got a whole bunch of slaves running around throwing around a football, and you complaining saying that's what they eat.
You can pay me $1 million to be a
Why
slave.
are you looking at me through the mirror talking about that's what they is?
You can pay me $1 million and call me a slave.
We were from Billy Ray.
No, it all meshes together just
Zeke
like
ain't
this
gonna
song.
get his check because he on the field.
It all meshed together just like this
Why can't we
song.
just love good music?
That's what
What's
I'm
wrong
about.
with
That's
that?
true.
But Max, I
That's
agree,
true.
but we didn't create that problem.
Let's not forget too that when you look at a young black man that does something like Old Town Road. See, Max is about to give me the wrong name.
I
Old
can't.
Town
I'm
Road.
sorry. I'm sorry, people.
Versus, the other pop country artists like Taylor Swift. Now, this song sounds more country than majority of Taylor Swift music.
Absolutely.
But her music gets accepted, and we all know why.
She a
that
white
is.
girl.
Like, so let's
She a white girl.
Like she
Let's
can do
keep
the
that in
video
perspective.
rocking the door knockers and
Yeah,
and
she-
we looking at her like she cool. It's
Absolutely.
like,
She can
she's
have on the
been doing
cowboy
that since
boots.
85.
She can have on the cowboy boots and a dress, and then she can go put on some Timberlands and something else, and it's perfectly fine. But when this guy right here, Lil Nas X, is saying, "Okay, I'm country," they're gonna look at him and say, "No, you're not."
So what about is his name Darius Rucker?
Yeah,
I don't want to
Hootie
get it
and the
wrong.
Blowfish.
Yeah, from Hootie and the
The one
Blowfish.
that say he sings like country music,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Plays the
absolutely.
guitar and all
Yeah,
that kind
absolutely.
of stuff. But
I mean,
was
he gets accepted.
Okay.
He's accepted,
But it
but
was
he's in a
no-
band. You know what I'm saying? He made his mark because he was in the front of the band singing good music, but it still looked like the little spot up front and everything else around him.
And also, truth be told, "Corn on the Field" featuring Notorious B.I.G. was not the #1 song in the country. He didn't do any crossover kind of stuff either. He didn't have rappers singing on his song. So I mean, you think about Old Town Road, the remix has Young Thug on it talking about e-pills. Let's be real. That's the song. What we playing right now?
Darius Rucker.
There's right.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Shout out to Hootie and the Blowfish, man.
But the elephant in the room, which y'all not talking about, how many black people are really standing behind Nas X? We talking about it, but how many people are really
I
standing
support the young
behind?
boy. Get your money, man.
Yeah.
No. That's not supporting. That's talking.
We like a good
We
jam.
talking
You
about-
gonna buy the record?
We like
No,
a good
I'm
jam.
talking about how many of us have written letters or did things that go towards the Country Music Awards to saying, look, this is what you need to do. I'm not seeing those stories. I'm not saying us, in my humble opinion. I'm talking about as
Yeah, I
a
feel
whole
you.
African
I
American
understand
community.
what you're
Yeah,
saying.
we're not supporting him. We talking about
Yeah.
it. That's
I feel
it.
you.
Oh, I'll write a letter. I'll write a letter to a lot of people. I'll write a letter.
Yeah,
I'll
okay,
write-
I know you
I'll write a
will.
letter.
Let's not forget Charlie Pride. Yeah, let's not forget Charlie Pride. What was it?
Anybody.
The 50s?
What's the one with the tattoo
Black
on his
man singing
face
country.
with the little knife on the side?
You lost me.
No,
Rice.
y'all know what I'm talking about. He was like back in our parents' age.
Takashi, who you talking
No,
about?
no, indeed. Lord, no.
Hey, look.
Don't you bring him up in here.
Hey, look, so we do have to go to a break, but real quick, one thing I want to say, the inclusiveness part, this also sort of reminds me of Eminem. So I wanted y'all to real quick give your input on that. There are some people in our culture, as inclusive as we try to be with hip hop, that won't acknowledge, even if they believe in their heart that Eminem could be the greatest rapper of all time.
Hey,
they
Ron.
won't
About all
say
that.
it.
Hey,
They
Ron
won't
and
say
Razor.
it
Hey, Ron, what?
because of one reason that they won't say it. Like, so is that the same thing? Would that be the same thing as Lil Nas X?
Aaron and Razor
Is
don't
it true?
exactly.
Like, what do you mean? What are we talking about here? Is it true? Is he or isn't he?
Is he
Well,
the greatest rapper of
No,
all
no,
time?
he's not. No,
Well,
he's
well,
not.
hold on. The art
Does he have support
art
from
is
his
objective,
people?
though.
Yes.
Art is objective. Like, that discussion is no different than saying, is it Biggie or Pac? Is it Nas or Jay?
He's not
it's
the number
all
one.
objective.
Listen,
It's all objective.
He's a
hip-hop,
very
breakdancing,
talented
graffiti,
rapper.
all of that, the elements. Eminem, #1. I don't care what anybody does. If you go to a basement party right now in any place in America, the last artist you're going to hear in that party is Eminem.
He's not
and
accepted.
I am not lying.
And that's what they're doing to Nas X.
And
It's the
it's
same
nothing
thing.
personal. He
It
don't make
is
the
personal.
music. No, he doesn't make the music
Yes,
that
it
makes us
is.
our blood boil.
Yeah.
Out here,
He don't make
Snow-
the music because he white. That's what it you
listen,
you
I
not
don't
trying
know
to say.
about
That's the
that,
truth. Eminem is talented. Eminem
I didn't
is
say he wasn't
extremely
talented.
Yeah, we
No,
never said he's
he's
not
beyond
talented.
talented. That boy can go. Now, why is he not being accepted?
He could eat-
Because of the way he looks.
So you're
could
saying
eat
he's the
anybody in
best?
the
No, I'm not saying he's the best, but I'm telling you, if you could put him in the room with the best,
I-
and he'll
I feel
rumble.
that, yeah.
Absolutely,
For sure.
So at that point, is the only thing that's being held against him is because he's a white boy from Detroit. Detroit.
He comes
Yeah.
from hip hop though. Like, this ain't some like just random dude that's
Oh, yeah.
like,
I'm
oh,
not
I'm gonna hijack
disagreeing.
your
I
culture.
mean,
It's
one
the
of my
same
favorite
thing.
jams to work out to is "Lose Yourself."
That-
But
absolutely.
That doesn't
Absolutely.
make him top 5. That doesn't make him the
But-
greatest. And like I said, I'm
But
talking
it's
about
objective.
myself.
Lyrically,
Right.
I
Yourself.
judge
It's
judge
objective.
my hip hop and the rest of my NYC brethren.
Yeah,
I'm saying
Did I tell you? I told you that
If we at
Max, take us
listen,
there.
Charles, if we in the park, we gonna hear some Jay. We gonna hear some Nas. We gonna hear some Luda. We gonna hear Jeezy. We gonna hear everybody. The last MC you gonna hear is Eminem.
He can
Maybe his
stand right
solo
with
stuff.
all of them.
But the
Come
stuff he
on,
did with
man.
Dre.
No, I'm serious. He can't.
But the stuff that he
Anybody
did with
can-
Dre, you'll hear that stuff. The stuff he did with 50. You will hear it.
Anybody that can get on a
hear
rap
50.
album and go with, now granted it was a Dre beat, but anybody that can get on a Jay-Z song and rumble with him, anybody.
Aaron. Blueprint.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Eminem.
He
You
did
trying to tell
okay.
me Eminem
Yeah,
ain't light it up?
You did okay.
All right, Max. We got Mr. Harden.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
even know. Who we talking to next? Because Senate hopeful is
Yeah.
Elliot Harding.
Yeah, Mr. Elliot Harding
We're
is
going to
in.
bring him in here
Do
to
he
ask
want this
him whether or not no.
My hands sweating.
Razor. He's our guest.
One pillow, one microphone, by myself. Bring him up in here.
Spaghetti.